Welcome back to Story Mode. It's 2012 and I am playing games less and less and seem to be making videos more and more. I needed to reverse this effect. I needed to start playing games and hard. And yesterday when they delivered, I opened the boot and this is what I found. Put the USB stick in the slot, turn the car on. It's 2012 and I'm not playing enough video games. I'm playing a bit of Halo 4, a bit of Mass Effect 3, and a lot of Forza Horizon. I was basically living on that game, but I wasn't playing enough video games all round. I had a little bit of focus on YouTube, but I guess I was just burnt out after the museum. Luckily I had a visit from a good friend Simon. I haven't seen him for 15 years and he came down from Japan to see me. This was awesome. Hi everyone, and welcome to a new blog. This is my good friend Simon, who I haven't seen for a long time. It's actually Yes, my very good friend Simon, who I haven't seen for a long time, came from Japan. And he brought me some goodies, which unfortunately I didn't show on camera at the time. And Simon's been sending me games from Japan for the last approximately 10 years. This is the same guy who was a translator to find companies in Hong Kong and Japan when I set up my shop back in 1991. He stayed with me for about a week and I decided to do a blog where I'm just going around the house showing the state of my house. I had arcade machines in my cinema room, and then I'm just going into the games room here and showing what I'm doing with my collection and things like that. There used to be a wall here, and as you can see, Felix just pans around. The games start around there, and it's kind of like the whole library of Nintendo, and then the Neo and boxes and TVs, and the Mega Drive's here and the set, but the room looks really compressed. It doesn't look like I have much, and there's a crap load of games in storage. Wow. So I've kind of gone from a big games room to a little bit smaller games room, very tight and not as many on display. Yep, this is the clash of my hobbies, video games and Star Wars toys, or Star Wars figures, collectibles, whatever you want to call them. I was a bit of a dealer back in the 90s, collecting and selling Star Wars figures, and I just couldn't let go of them. This was a mistake.
Joe, what's happening around here, man?
Well, take it easy. This is a new room that I'm building. Obviously to get some of the stuff out of the video games room, like the LCD, the 60-inch thing, I'm going to put it here, play the modern games in here. Yep, unfortunately at this point in time, I'm constantly renovating. I'm building it all myself, purely just me. Jess was very busy with work. Mandy was very busy with work also fixing up the pinball machines. So it was all up to me to finish off this renovation, build this lounge room, play my modern games here, and keep my video games and retro games in that room with the Star Wars figures. Now, not all the machines are here, some of them in storage, but they're coming. They're coming. So, Alex, come through. What's going to happen, there's going to be a whole load of pinball machines up to about this point.
Okay.
There's going to be a wall here, blocking off here, and there'll be some thin machines along here opposite the pinballs. And this is just going to be a garage for the Ferrari. That's it. It's going to a Ferrari hole. Alright? The GTR is going to be under a special carport. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do.
When's the Baron coming in?
Oh, the Baron! I don't know. No need for a Baron when you've got a GTR, man. That's it. Simon always would joke with me that one day I would come into possession to own or even drive a Veyron, but there's none in Australia and it's not my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of those cars. Not that I could ever afford one, but I'm just showing him around the arcade room, and then we decided to maybe have a bit of a Street Fighter tournament because we used to play Street Fighter back in the day, Simon and I, every day. After work, we'd go to the local store and play till like midnight and we were pretty competitive with each other. We'd be almost matched 50-50. So we were busting to see who's better after all these years.
Get to this Street Fighter. Yeah, right on. It says it just to make you feel bad, so you lose more confidence.
So we're playing Street Fighter Champion Edition. It's the original board on a pretty good arcade machine, new joysticks, and Simon would always go Guile, and I would always go Ryu or Ken. And this is our 6th fight, and I have won 6, and Simon is 0, but now Simon starts to come back.
Come on, move!
Now I'm pretty casual and low-key on camera, as you may have seen, but when I'm playing a game, I sometimes forget the camera's there and I can get very, very competitive. And of all the games I've played of Street Fighter 2, this would have to be one of the best in decades.
How'd you like that? Dodge the sonic boom and everything. Oh, come on! No! I was blocking! That's not fair! Oh! Oh, come on! Come on, you've got to see this! What a champion!
Yep, I was excited. I mean, to beat Simon again, 6-0 was amazing. We had dinner, we played to the end of the night, and Simon started to get the hang of it again. And yes, it was a time to remember.
Hello everyone, and welcome to blog number 21. Now it's been almost 4 months to the day since I've put up a blog, or any video for that matter, and I've had the channel down for a period of time. And the reason for this is I've had some threats. Now the threats have been dealt with, but what I'm a bit disappointed is names like Gamester81, Happy Console Gamer, Johnny Millennium, and Pete Dorr have been mentioned in these threats. It couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, these guys are my friends.
Yes, this would have to be my first indication of big problems on YouTube. A lot of people were saying that Pete Dorr and Gamester81 and Happy Console Gamer were saying that I'm a fake and my collection's not that big and a company owns it, all these different rumours. The funny thing is I was actually talking to John from Gamester81 at the time, and these people didn't know this. I knew that Pete Dorr and Johnny Millennium weren't talking about me either. It's just typical trolls trying to stir up trouble in the community.
Okay, now before we kick off blog 21, I just wanted to also say that the current blogs have now been re-uploaded with the new logo, slightly edited, and I'm not using any more copyright music, so it's not blocked in some countries.
Yeah, that was a really big problem because I was making these blogs at the time. It wouldn't get copyright straight away, and then after a week it would, and it'd be blocked in USA, which is basically my biggest support base, and it'd be blocked in England, and sometimes it'd be blocked in Australia, or sometimes it'd be blocked worldwide. In other words, it'd be banned. So this was a real problem. Anyway, I had a lot of fans that wanted to see the current games room, so I'm just going around the room with a camera and showing how the setup is. This was also the time when you would find CRTs outside people's houses for hard rubbish or for rubbish. You'd find them on their nature strip, and you could just take the TV. 9 times out of 10 the TV works. See, everyone was throwing away CRTs at this point. So the 2010 to 2013, maybe 14, CRTs were just worthless, and look at them now. 3 out of 4 of my CRTs were all found outside someone's house on their nature strip, just throwing it away. I then cut to a shot of when my arcade machines were at the museum. This was on the top floor of the museum, just like a walk-in display. They were roped off, but when I got the machines back, there were so many fingerprints on them, and who knows how many people sat in them. Anyway, at least I got them back. Couple little scratches, but Mandy saw to that. There was even a plaque about Yu Suzuki and just the games he made, Hang On, Space Harrier, Afterburner. And at the bottom, I got a little bit of a mention, obviously for supplying the machines. And there it is, Joel Hopkins at lastgamer.net, our old Last Gamer address.
So that's the games room. So then this is the new opening, which goes into the new room. So I'll show you the new...
Yep, this is a room I built with my bare hands. The only thing I didn't make in this room was the windows. I did the plastering, the electrical, every single thing myself, even the roofing. But this part of the video caused a lot of controversy back in the day. So just pausing on here for a minute, people started to say that I'm rich, that I've got a Ferrari, a GTR, a Porsche, an NSX, but what they weren't seeing is that I'm selling cars to buy other cars. Now Stan, my car wholesaler friend, actually got this R35 GT-R with 800 kilometers on it for almost half the price. I'll put it down to smart buying. I bought the NSX at a very good price. I pretty much straight swapped it for a Ferrari. I bought a Porsche 996 convertible at a very, very cheap price. I fixed it up with my own bare hands, registered it, and still owned it. The other car I still owned was an R33 GT-R. Yes, I still haven't sold that car. It was at my grandparents' house. So I sold my Skyline to a good friend. At least it's still in the family. Stan agreed to trade in the Porsche, and with the money I got for R33, that would just be enough to buy the R35 GT-R. And I'll never forget the day Luke and I went to go and look at it at Stan's holding yard. I was overwhelmed. The Porsche 996 I did have for quite a few years, and I grew very attached to the car. Even though I was in an accident, I really did a good job fixing it, spraying it, and really it looked factory. And there was a part of me that kind of went along with the car. Oh well, I've got an R35 now, and I've got to enjoy that. And here it is, a vlog that never got released, the story of the GTR and the PlayStation 3.
Hi everyone, welcome to another update. A couple of vlogs ago you may have seen me test drive the new 2012 GTR. Well actually on that day I ended up buying it in black.
Yes, the one I test drove is this very one because that's the one Stan happened to own.
I don't want to make this all about cars because we are a video games channel. But this car is actually, the electronics on it are made by Polyphony.
And did I find something out that no one else seems to know?
And yesterday when they delivered it, I opened the boot and this is what I found. As if I need another PlayStation 3 and copy of Gran Turismo 5.
Now remember before I said I found something out that no one seems to know? Well, because I'm such a video game collector and fanatic, Stan wanted me to talk to the guy, the CEO at Nissan Australia. And apparently there was a trick. You could put a USB inside the GTR and it would write data to the stick to play in Gran Turismo 5. That data would be of your car. So that means you can play your car, the one you own, in Gran Turismo 5. But did it actually work? Well, here's footage from 2012.
Okay. So the instructions are, put the USB stick in the slot, turn the car on, to accessories, USB stick on the PlayStation will light up, flashing, turn it on to ignition.
So just in case you're not aware, Polyphony or Polyphony and Clarion designed the electronics in this car.
Go on the screen, should read the USB stick.
So it doesn't give any real indication that it's writing to the stick. All you can see is the USB stick flashing like crazy. And that's as long as you have the Gran Turismo data on your stick. Now I'm back inside the house. I'm actually doing it in my cinema room. And believe it or not, never released this online. I just didn't think it was that interesting. I thought a lot of people were doing it. And then later on down the track, I actually looked up and no one knows about it. There's no information out there. So I went into the game, loaded up my saved data, and at this point I did not have an R35 of any sort in the game, and this is what happened.
And there it is.
and uploaded my actual car to the game. It's incredible. That's incredible. 2012. Technology.